for the financial year 2020, all sections. This is right now, we voted the amendments in the morning. This is right now the opinion to the accompanying resolution, and I will give straight the word to Frances Fitzgerald.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. Well, as a former Deputy Prime Minister and a progressive Minister for Justice in Ireland, I've always believed that we have an unfinished democracy in Europe and indeed in the wider world when it comes to the recognition, the treatment, representation and status of women. And we've much work to do, as we've been hearing this morning. So I'm very much looking forward to working with everybody, regardless of political grouping, so that we can deliver much needed and worthwhile initiatives through this committee during this mandate. As some of you know, Ms Matera was nominated to be Rapporteur for this report at the end of the previous European Parliament, and I've been asked to take on this duty, and I'm happy to present today's opinion to you all. This morning we had a vote on the budgetary amendments, but this draft accompanying opinion allows us to put forward our clear political messages about what we expect to see in the next European Union's general budget from the perspective of our committee here, the FEMM committee. So I think the priorities that I'm putting forward are, first of all, the very independent budget allocation for the Daphne programme within the Rights and Values programme, ensure that funding is made available for actions aimed at continuing to combat violence against women and trafficking of women. I think trafficking is a very serious issue across Europe, and the effective implementation of the Istanbul. And we've heard the discussion today about violence and the very many issues that have been raised by my colleagues here today. I think we need a continued focus on job creation and access to work for women across all sectors of the economy, because we know that access to work is the best way out of poverty, combined, of course, with proper childcare. This really is a game changer when it comes to women. So we need allocations to support the economic independence of women and also women in entrepreneurship. There's great potential for women in entrepreneurship, and it's very clear, I've seen it in Ireland, with the right supports, the right training, women can really, they do need mentoring, we do need mentoring and supports, but with that it makes quite a difference. I've also tried to ensure through this opinion and the recent budgetary amendments that there's a special focus on funding towards gender equality in the digital economy and the ICT sectors. You would have expected a new area like this in technology that we would see equality. But actually quite the opposite is happening. We're even seeing some decreases in relation to women's participation in technology, particularly in terms of training and employment. At present, only 17% of IT specialists across Europe are women. And there's huge potential for the European economy to gain. It could gain from a 16 billion boost simply by encouraging more women to enter the digital market and the economy. So it's very much an issue of our time, I think, that we really need to see initiatives on. I've tried to make the opinion balanced, but I've also tried to target areas that are significantly lacking in funding for gender equality where they are needed. So we do need to continue to unlock the potential of women, and we can play a key role in this committee through our budget decisions. It is unfortunate that we still don't have enough within the European Union, not enough financial supports and funding for gender equality issues. We have to remain impatient in relation to that. And while I am pleased that the European Parliament has recognised and endorsed the concept that Europe is a woman in recent weeks, we do need to maintain the pressure. I'm sure everybody here agrees with me on that. And we need to work together in the next few weeks to make sure that we have a really balanced programme that meets the needs that women and men in this committee have articulated. So I would really encourage people to improve this draft, to put in amendments, and they have to be received before 12 noon this Friday. So anything that you feel is either unfinished or isn't complete enough in this opinion, please do put in the amendments, and I'm sure we can incorporate them.